So I'm at this bar in New York. I'm catching up with one of my best friends. And you know, we're talking about the usual: life, love, work, real estate. When this VC bro, who also happens to be from California, overhears that I bought a place in Long Beach. And granted, he was drinking. He comes over and he says, "So much drama in the LBC. Pretty rough, right?" And then it hit me. If even the VC bro doesn't understand real value, then maybe it's time to set the record straight. So these are the top 7 myths that people still believe about Long Beach and why they couldn't be more wrong. Let's get into it. Just another LA neighborhood with a beach. Okay, so I think this is one of the biggest myths that we hear about Long Beach pretty often, because people tend to lump Long Beach in with the rest of LA without even thinking twice. And yes, let's just clarify, Long Beach is a part of LA County, but what if it's been playing by its own rules the entire time? And the reason why I say that is because it is its own city, period. They have its own government, own police department, school district. It's what we call a charter city, which means they operate independently from LA. With over 451,000 people living here, Long Beach is the 7th largest city in California. We're the 2nd largest, biggest city in Los Angeles County. This is part of the reason why we make our own decisions about how the city runs. Everything from taxes to how the neighborhood develops. We do not rely on LA systems or rules because we really are independent in every sense. And then on top of that, we run on what's called a council manager system with 9 districts and 9 corresponding city council members representing those parts of the city. And then of course, all the residents vote for a mayor that runs the city as well. This independence is what allows us as a city to move faster, to make local decisions, oftentimes even finding a greater capacity for innovation where bigger cities tend to get bogged down. And this applies all the way from our housing policy to urban planning. The city does have its own freedom to shape its own future. Now, of course, some of you might not agree, and whether you agree with the politics of this city is an entirely different conversation, but this is not a political ad, so we can save that conversation for another time. But my ultimate point is that the city has the autonomy that gives it a very distinctive feel, like a big city, but with small town accountability. I want to take a moment to tell you about why you should subscribe to this channel. We go deep on all things Long Beach and Los Angeles. And the reason why I feel specifically qualified to do that is because I've lived and worked in LA for years, and now I live and work in Long Beach, helping people in both LA and Long Beach relocate, sell, find their perfect dream home every single day. This is what we do. And when you subscribe here, this means that you're getting insights that you won't really find anywhere else about the neighborhoods that I've lived in, worked in, helped people in, the market trends that are very important to getting people to find themselves in the communities that they want to be a part of. So if that sounds valuable to you, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. We also have a newsletter that we put out every week, which you can also join. Just find the information below. And let's get back to the video. Okay, next up, Long Beach is just a gritty port city. Okay, so I get where this myth comes from. When people hear Port of Long Beach, they're picturing the cranes, the cargo ships, the industrial nature of it all. And yes, it is true that Long Beach is home to one of the busiest ports in the United States. But the truth is, it does not represent the essence of what the city is all about. To be honest, really, unless you're close to downtown, most people don't really interact with the port in any regular, meaningful way. So I don't think it's a great indicator of what the city's about. Oftentimes, people who are from the outside looking in are the ones that have this perception, but not the people who live here. But when you do step away from the waterfront terminals, you will find undoubtedly a city full of charm, character, culture. I mean, neighborhoods like Big Speed Knolls with Atlantic Avenue, with the Los Cerritos neighborhood, the Bluff Heights neighborhood, the California Heights neighborhood, Naples Island. They have these historic homes, these beautiful canals, these views, a history that really gives it the texture that makes up the city of Long Beach. Long Beach has this pulse of creativity. And when you add the growing culinary scene that has a very international flavor to it, the weekend farmers markets, yoga on the bluff, the independent boutiques, it just becomes that much more clear that this city is anything but gritty. But now let's go ahead and talk about what else people get wrong about Long Beach, and that is the beaches themselves. The beaches are dirty and boring. Let me tell you a little bit why this myth continues, even with all of the major cleanup efforts that have gone on and the ongoing maintenance. So Long Beach has about 7 miles of public beach, and this includes Alamitos Beach, Belmont Shore, the Naples area. And this water is particularly calm. It's great for swimming, and that is largely because of the protective breakwaters that were installed in the 1940s. Inevitably, through that creates a perfect environment for kayaking, for paddleboarding, for all the types of water activities that kind of shield it from the heavy waves. The flip side to this, of course, is that in one sense really impacted the really heavy surfing culture that once existed here. And this was a huge draw for Long Beach way back in the day, which is obviously no longer here. It's also really impacted the kind of steady inflow of water that's blocked the ocean circulation because of the breakwater. And because of this, the city has now prioritized the grading and the tracking of the water quality that really helps keep residents safe. Typically during the drier months, the water quality is better. In the wetter months, because there's runoff and buildup, that's why sometimes there can be a kind of dip in water quality. I've also personally noticed how these beaches really do offer a lot to the people there, from all types of people. There are these blue mats that are 100% recycled material that are really beneficial for people who are using walkers and wheelchairs and strollers. And the mats stay out all year long. If you go out there, you'll see them, they're bright blue. You'll also see that there are concession stands that are available between the rentals that offer you beach cruisers, the bikes, the volleyball sets, umbrellas, chairs. So it's busy, it's active. There are a lot of different things for both locals and visitors alike to take advantage if they so please when they're at the beach. And of course, there's gonna be metered parking available everywhere. Long Beach has a accessible shoreline for families, for people with disabilities, and everyone in between. All that to say, it's a beach that's built to welcome and not just impress. It's not safe. Okay, so let's talk safety, because a lot of people, till this day, they still carry this view that, and it's an outdated view, that Long Beach is frankly not safe, that they think it's just dangerous across the board. Part of me wonders if this is influenced by rap music from the 90s that talked about Long Beach in this way. But the truth is, like any major city, there's always gonna be some areas with higher crime, but it's just really not reflective of the whole city at large. The reality is that Long Beach has a lot of diversity in neighborhood, some that are super family friendly, some that are more densely populated in the downtown area. But overall, it's very livable, very ideal. There's neighborhoods like Belmont Heights, Los Cerritos, Lakewood Village, Bixby Knolls, Naples, as you know. Some of these are, real luxury communities. Others are just really quaint, quiet neighborhoods. In fact, the city does really invest in policing. It also has neighborhood associations, active school communities, block parties, and these generalized crime stats, they really ignore the nuance. So if you do your research and you work with a local, you will see that there are areas that you would typically want to avoid, and then there are areas that are really super ideal. Long Beach is ignoring the climate crisis like everyone else. Okay, this one's a little bit of a stretch, but it does give me a good reason to talk about all the different ways that Long Beach is doing a great job of planning for the future. So what you might have heard over the last couple of years is that Long Beach faces a nearly $250 million challenge that a lot of other coastal cities are kind of actively avoiding. So the Center for Climate Integrity ranked Long Beach 4th in the state of California for future seawall costs. Only San Diego, Fremont, and San Francisco ranked higher than Long Beach. These numbers, they really just show how much cities need to spend over the next 20 years or so to protect themselves from the costs related to rising sea levels. This forecast in particular shows sea levels rising anywhere from 1 to 2 feet by 2050 and possibly a whopping 6 feet by 2100. And if that happens, parts of Naples, Belmont Shore, and the peninsula could end up underwater. It affects not only the homes and the owners that are there, but the city's future plans. So the good thing is Long Beach is being very proactive. They're not ignoring this. The city is currently building a plan and taking the steps for the rising sea levels. And these strategies really just aim to protect the existing community. And it shows that there's leadership around the ways in which other cities are kind of falling behind. Okay, so another environmental issue that I think is important to consider is the air quality. At the Port of Long Beach, it does add to the regional air pollution, as you might have imagined. And to help address this, the city has started the Clean Air Action Plan and the Community Emissions Reduction Plan. Really simply put, these programs are aiming to cut down on harmful emissions from the port activity. This is another example of a very proactive approach that that shows that the city cares about its residents, it cares about its future, and it's ultimately a way that Long Beach is distinguishing itself from other cities that are not taking as proactive an approach. And for our last minute, there's nothing to do here. People tend to imagine Long Beach as a very sleepy beach town that shuts down after sunset, but I think anyone who lives here knows that that's not the truth. Long Beach is everything about who you know and the experiences that you have with the people who are from here. And when you have a community, it becomes very active, event-filled, and there's so much to explore. For starters, again, as we've talked about, Long Beach has a beach that spans 7 miles. If you're looking to paddleboard on calm waters, you can do that. If you wanna go canoeing in Naples, you can do that. There's a bike path that stretches 8.5 miles long. Signal Hill, even though it's not technically part of Long Beach, has these beautiful panoramic views where you can fly your kites. It's not even just about the nature. The city really does have a lot of entertainment that's packed all year long as well. Between the aquarium that draws, over 1 million people a year, to a bunch of cultural events, film festivals, vintage car parades, the Long Beach Grand Prix, you have the Long Beach Marathon, the Catalina ski race, the Congressional Cup yacht races. If you're more into culture and community, Long Beach also has these weekly markets, these neighborhood concerts, a growing list of breweries. There's a variety of things for all different types of people, regardless of your walk of life or what you're into. There really is so much to offer. What am I trying to say? Long Beach doesn't give you just things to do, it gives you a reason to stay. Okay, we've covered a lot of ground today, from the beaches to different neighborhoods to the things that people can do here. The reason why I wanted to make this myth video is because a lot of times people don't start their journey thinking about Long Beach. Maybe they start in LA or Orange County and realize they want more space, they want a nicer home for their price point, and Long Beach ends up being a great option, especially because of how it's situated, equidistant between both. And for some people who maybe weren't initially looking, I'm hoping this video will give you some more information about why Long Beach is as great as a lot of us know it to be. In fact, sometimes I get messages from people in Long Beach who tell me not to overhype Long Beach because they don't want it to be overran by people who don't know about it. But all of that only further speaks to how great this oftentimes unknown aspect of the culture and what it has to offer is. So if that's you, make sure that you also check out our video that we made not too long ago that breaks down different neighborhoods from best to worst. So it gives you some additional insight as to what you might look for if you are thinking about moving to this area. And of course, don't ever hesitate to reach out. You can reach us at our email at tedrosteam@gmail.com, or you can reach us at 562-554-7534. This is what we love to do. We love to journey with our clients and really walk them through the process as advisors, giving you guys the insight and information to make the best decision for what makes sense with your timelines, your price point, and really to capture it all, we love to help people believe for more. And we do that with just giving you the confidence and the information necessary to make what's oftentimes your biggest financial decision. So all that to say, we appreciate you. Thank you for watching. Don't hesitate to reach out, and we will see you guys. Oh, hold on. Don't forget, if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel. We are making videos every week, and we're doing it really because we're getting positive feedback from people like you guys who are watching this. So join us on this journey as we continue to dive deeper into all things LA and Long Beach, and we will look forward to seeing you in the next video. Peace.